As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her clients' rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Y'all two grown people need to get your own house.
Right.
You had 7 years that told him that. When we fight, who's gonna win?
You are.
I don't answer questions, I ask them.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand.
Objective, independent justice.
I'm ready to rule. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Sophie Sullivan is suing her former friend, Karina Brown, in the amount of $625. Ms. Sullivan claims the defendant promised she could stay with her and says once she arrived, Ms. Brown's germaphobe boyfriend booted her out.
Ms. Sullivan, you're suing Ms. Brown for $625.
Yes, indeed.
And this is for money you expended for housing?
Yes.
Okay, and how do you know the defendant?
Well, we've been really good friends. She's an ex-friend of mine, known her since we were kids.
You've been friends since you were kids?
Yes.
How long is that?
It's been over 20 years.
20 years. And we're here over $625?
Yes.
Well, it's the principle of the thing.
It is the principle.
So what happened?
She petty.
She's what?
Petty.
She's petty?
Yes.
No, I am not, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you've been friends for 20 years. It couldn't be that petty. You overlooked it if she were that petty to still be friends with her 20 years later. How do we get here today?
Well, we're here today, Your Honor, because I am an up-and-coming artist trying to make it out of the city of Chicago, Illinois.
Right. You came to Los Angeles?
Yes.
Okay. And where you live?
I've been here.
In L.A.? And what do you do in L.A.?
Stand-up comedian.
You're a comedian?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
guys don't strike me as comedians. Are you a comedian too?
I'm a singer.
You're a singer, you're a comedian.
Yes,
and,
ma'am.
and where do you do comedy?
Everywhere. Comedy Store, Laugh Factory.
Okay.
Anywhere.
All right. And you sing?
Yes, I was a
Okay.
contestant on The Voice, yes.
You were a contestant on The Voice? Let me hear the voice.
Are we able?
Yeah, let me hear you.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That's nice.
Yes.
That's nice. Thank you. That's nice. Etta James.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so what were you thinking about her coming out to?
Well, first and foremost, Your Honor, I've always believed in her. I've always felt like she had a beautiful, amazing voice. Like, I feel like she gets in her own way with her career. And so when I found out that she was coming to LA, I felt like it was an opportunity for her to finally, you know, do something with that amazing voice that you
Why
just
were you
heard.
coming? Why were you coming to LA?
I was coming to LA because there was a music festival actually for 4 days that was actually getting ready to happen.
Okay, and you were going to be performing in
Yes.
the festival? Or
Yes.
you were being paid for that?
Yes, it was 4
Okay.
paid slots.
Okay.
Her and I both had 2 separate shows.
Okay, so you were going to be in this
I
festival
was hosting
too?
the festival.
Okay, but you were going to be doing your comedy routine
Yes.
in there?
So I was
Okay.
going to be the MC for the festival.
Oh, okay. So you told her about this festival then?
No, we actually just so happened to find out that we were both invited to
Interested.
do something for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you said, come on out here to LA. Okay. And what was the understanding about her coming?
That she was only going to need to stay with me for 4 days.
4
I told her
days.
that, you know, we had house rules. My boyfriend is a germaphobe. I told her we maintain
My
cleanliness.
boyfriend is a German.
He's a germaphobe.
Oh, a germaphobe?
Yes.
Okay.
And I
when
explained all that
this
to
was
her.
last year?
This was actually right before we came to the festival when she asked me to stay here.
Okay, well, that was
Yeah.
last year. This was last year we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay, during COVID.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you say my boyfriend's a germaphobe. She told you that?
She actually did.
Okay, and so but what did that mean to you?
My impression was that aren't we all germaphobes? Like,
No,
aren't
not
we
everybody.
well, not everybody, but
Right.
like, I didn't know it was extremely
Right.
germaphobe.
Right. And yeah, what does that mean for you that he's a germaphobe?
For me, it means that if anything is potentially hazardous to him, his mental state is now at risk.
Right.
He can't think straight. He
Right.
can't function the way I need my
Right.
man to function in the household
Right.
just because, you know, she called
So
for the
how
season
did
all
he
over the place.
handle COVID then?
He did not handle COVID, ma'am.
Okay, what was he doing?
Tripping, okay? He was driving me crazy. It
Like,
was a
what was
whole
he doing? Tell me what he was doing.
just erratic, moving very, very fast around the house, trying to clean things. He never once went to the grocery store. I had to do everything myself.
Right.
He didn't want to, you know, be outside at all, period.
Right.
I had to do all of the communication, all of the housework, all
Did
of
y'all
the
have any
anything
people
outside.
coming over to your house?
We did not have
Never
any
had
visitors.
people.
I
Right.
barely even left the house because
Did you
he was
tell
worried
your
about it.
boyfriend that you were now inviting your good childhood friend to come and stay?
I asked first. I didn't tell him. You know, I
Okay.
don't want to tell a man to do anything.
Right.
So I asked, and he said, you know, he'll find a way to be comfortable with it as long as she understood our house rules of
And what were the
cleanliness.
house rules that you told her?
I told her that we don't, if she has a cough or a sneeze, wear a mask. I told her that before she even
What
got
else
here.
did you tell her or not tell her?
To keep her stuff contained to her, the room that we designated her to. We have a
Right.
guest room for her. She was
Right.
to keep her things inside of the guest room,
Right.
so that way they
It
weren't
sound to me
everywhere.
like you were talking to a long-time friend.
Well, I hadn't
couldn't-
talked to her before she was there.
Stop. Just your whole tenor of this. I got friends I've been friends with since 6th grade. I couldn't imagine this vitriol way of giving somebody an order, because I believe the boyfriends and husbands come and go, friends are forever. Okay? And I would not have talked to my friend the way you're telling me. You basically gave her some orders. I would have tried to find somewhere else to stay.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
He tripped out, and she actually called me into the kitchen, was like, hey, you cannot stay here. He does not want you here. I looked at her in disbelief because it's like, why would you put me out?
And later,
I would go on hikes. I would take different pictures,
Oh, so
different
he saw
angles,
you,
things
he
like
saw
that.
all of you.
Yeah, he
But
did.
you never said to him, I need to see all of you.
You know, I didn't want to go off of just his looks.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Sophie Sullivan, who is suing Karina Brown for $625.
So you get to California, what happens?
I get to California. She picked me up from the airport.
How was that? Loving, happy to see each other?
It was pretty chill. Yes, it was really nice. I'm coming into the house, settling, getting my stuff settled, you know, put my shirts on the bed, you know, trying to organize my things. He walks in, he looks at me with this cold, odd energy. He gave me the cold shoulder. He
Right.
walked back out.
But he didn't say, welcome to LA, bienvenido to LA, welcome to our home, nothing like that? Okay, wow.
No,
All right.
he
So
was-
then what happened then?
So as soon as I walked in the house, I met their dog. They have a Shih Tzu. And as soon as I walked in the room, I was catching a little bit of some sniffles. Like,
Right.
I noticed that, you know, being in Chicago versus LA, the climate
Right,
changes.
right.
And as soon as I, like, pet their dog and said hello to the dog,
Right.
I went in my room and I just caught myself kind of, like, sneezing and
Right,
sniffling.
you thought maybe you had an allergic reaction to the Shih Tzu?
Exactly.
Okay.
He
And then-
overheard me, and he called her into the room because she was talking.
Right.
We were both talking back and forth from a distance, and I
Right.
heard her just stop talking, and he
Right.
pulled her into the room and was talking to her.
And saying what? What was he saying?
He was just asking about her sneezing and coughing,
Right.
specifically.
Right. Did something else happen?
He tripped out, and she actually called me into the kitchen, was like, hey, you cannot stay here. He does not want you here. I looked at her in disbelief because it's like, why would you put me out? And you know I don't have any money
Right.
to survive all that off of out here in LA.
So she just told you to get out.
She literally said, hey, I have a guy friend who's willing to take you in, who's in the
Who's the
comedy
guy
world.
friend that would take her in?
He's a singer also. I felt like they would have an understanding. They could be able to talk about the festival. He was
Right.
going to be a contestant on the festival also.
Right. Yeah.
No.
I don't see how she ever got to be your 20-year friend.
No.
Because this woman right here is no friend. In no way, shape, or form. In any part of this did she behave as a friend. So what'd you do?
So what happened was.
What did you do?
I was not comfortable with leaving. I was not comfortable at all with leaving.
You mean going to stay with this man
guy.
till they
Yes.
found for you?
He can't actually. So she invited him over so
Okay.
that I could talk to him to feel him out.
Right.
This man SA'd me. This man
What's SAU?
sexually assaulted me. Sexually assaulted me.
Where did he sexually assault you?
He groped my breast. He walked up on me, was like, hey, how you doing? My friend told me about you. You want to come stay with me?
Well, where were they at the time?
They were in their own room. They were somewhere.
So where were you, in your room?
I was in her living room when
Okay.
he showed up.
Came in, he just came up to you and started groping
yes,
you?
Yes. It appeared to me that she actually told him that I was interested in him or something. I'm like, no.
Did you tell him that she might be interested?
No, Your Honor. No.
Are these people on
Why
drugs?
is
Are
this
y'all
man
on
groping
drugs?
you, though? Like,
Are y'all on drugs? Are y'all using drugs? Because this story does not make any sense. It's
At
getting
all.
crazier and crazier.
It is getting
What's
crazy.
the $625 for? What's the $625?
it's for my Airbnb stay. I'm not even
You went and
asking
stayed
for
in
the
an
money to
Airbnb.
get.
You found an Airbnb.
Yes, I found an
You
Airbnb.
need a credit card to do Airbnb.
No. So I had to tell my mom what happened. It was very embarrassing for me to do that. And
Right.
she had to borrow the last of her Social Security check to pay for my Airbnb.
Okay, so you want her to give you back the $625?
Just for the lodge, not even the airplane. It's the principle. I've been deeply, deeply hurt by
You
this
do
situation.
not leave your house to go somewhere without having some money, because anything could happen. If you didn't have the money to go, you shouldn't have gone. You knew you were living with a crazy man who might be on drugs, and you might be on drugs too, who was a germophile. You should never have invited her to come there. And then thirdly, to say, oh, and I got a male friend that you could just stay with? This is just crazy. Absolutely. You both are at fault here. You're at fault for leaving your house, and you're at fault for even inviting her to come, knowing like you knew from the past that she didn't have any money. Again, I think you're both responsible for what happened, so we're going to split the bill. $625 divided by 2. I hope this relationship is over. Is this friendship over? Because it was no real friendship. Do you realize that this was not a friendship?
It was definitely not a friendship at all.
I'm tired, Your Honor, so I really don't care.
Okay, well, I hope it works out with that boyfriend. Like I say, boyfriends and husbands come and go. I'm ready to rule. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $312.50. Good luck to you both.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $312.50.
Although I had to split this bill with Karina, our friendship is over, but I know karma is very real.
I didn't know I was here to talk about my morals and my friendship.
Coming up,
So picked her up, went to her house.
Right.
She looked stunning.
Right.
And then we got in the car, and she was a little cold, a little quiet.
Your Honor, respectfully, I got into the car.
Right.
He looks different than what he looked like in his pictures.
you're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Rod Morant is suing online date Jess Hoffman in the amount of $350. Mr. Morant claims he invited the defendant to a pricey gala and says once they came face to face at the party, Ms. Hoffman ghosted him.
All right, Mr. Morant, you're suing Ms. Hoffman for $350.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this has to do with a gala that
Yeah.
you were going to attend. How do you know the defendant?
We met online about 4 months before the gala that she bailed on me.
So then how is it that you came to ask her to come as your date, I guess, to this gala?
Well, we'd had such a good connection.
Wait, I forgot. Had you ever seen each other?
So we'd seen each other on FaceTime, you know, just above the chest. We
Right.
would chat.
Right.
We obviously exchanged different photos, things like that. We had
Okay.
a lot of conversation.
Do we have some pictures of the photos you exchanged?
I don't. I mean, I have the one picture that was on his dating profile.
Right. Well, that's a picture of a house.
Yes, exactly.
Well, how would you even respond to somebody that just has a picture of a house for their dating profile?
And I get that, but we had this connection, this
Right.
emotional
You
connection.
reached out to
where
her
we,
first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
saw
were
her pictures.
talking.
and-
I asked him, you know, I asked him all the right questions.
Like
Why do you
what?
have a picture of a house as your profile picture?
What was his answer to that?
He gave me a lyric from a song, and he told me that this was what he was looking towards. This was his goals. He set himself
Oh, a
up
house,
to be
a white picket fence,
right.
2.3
He
kids.
set himself up to be something that he
Manifesting.
wasn't.
Oh, okay. Right.
And you know, now looking back, there was a lot of red flags.
Right. Well, you
and
never saw the man in person.
precisely.
Okay. And
But
but
we had video called, so
right.
she'd
She
seen
said
me.
it was always from the neck, from the
Well,
shoulders
I mean,
up.
my arm was only so long.
Right,
Your
right.
Honor, that, you know.
Well, you could set it up on a desk and you step back and say, "Here I am." You never did that? Never once thought, let me see the whole picture?
I did.
Did you say, I want to see all of you?
I mean, I showed him, I would go on hikes, I would take different pictures, different angles, things like that.
He saw all of you?
Yeah, he did.
But you never said to him, I need to see all of you.
You know, I didn't want to go off of just his looks.
Coming up,
I felt disconnected,
Right.
I felt emotional, I felt betrayed.
you're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Rod Moran, who is suing Jess Hoffman for $350.
You agreed to accompany him as his date to the gala.
I did, and I
Okay.
was honored. I was
Okay.
excited. I bought a nice dress. I was excited to finally be meeting you.
Right.
You know, you did not make any effort in those 4 months to even go for coffee. But okay, that's fine. I'm going off rant. But yeah, yes, we did. I did, and I was
Okay.
excited.
Tell me about
and
that
I was
night.
very excited.
Tell me about that night, Mr. Moran.
So picked her up, went to her house.
Right.
She looked stunning.
Right.
And then we got in the car, and she was a little cold, a little quiet.
Your Honor, respectfully, I got into the car.
Right.
He looks different than what he looked like in his pictures.
Okay, what was different about him now or then?
I mean, he
Well,
just...
does he look now like he looked then?
No.
No. Does he look now
yes,
like he looked
yes,
then?
he
Okay,
does. Yes,
so-
he looks exactly the same.
And what about this look was different from what? The videos?
The videos, even just the FaceTime from the angles. I
Right.
think that he gave me pictures from 5 years ago of
Well,
full
yeah, but
body.
you had
and
video talks with this man.
I know, chest up. He wouldn't. He
Chest
was very,
up, you still could tell who you're talking to. They're not just standing there looking at you
I
like
really
that,
tried to
not
give
making
him-
expressions, not turning their heads and all.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt,
Right.
and there was an emotional connection there, and
Right.
I tried to lean into that
Right.
because I've had bad dating experiences before. We were
Right.
connecting emotionally,
Right.
and I thought, you know what? Let me give this a try.
And then what happened at the gala?
I felt disconnected. I
Right.
felt emotional. I felt betrayed.
Right. How
Honestly,
much time now? How long have we been at the gala?
Less than
half an
30
hour.
minutes.
Yeah, about half
30
an hour
minutes?
I was there.
And so
I
what'd
mean,
you do?
I don't know the exact time. What did I do? I
Yeah.
went to I told him I had to go to the bathroom.
Right.
I didn't disappear. I went to the bathroom and
Right.
I got upset in the bathroom and I decided, you know what? I don't owe this man a reason. I don't want him to get angry at me. I don't know. I guess I'm learning I don't really know who you are.
Right.
And I don't want you to lash out, so I'm going to leave.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
I didn't have to stay there. I wasn't obligated to stay there longer than a half hour. There was no contract.
You should never have agreed to go to a gala for the first time with somebody you have never met, period. And the responsible, we know you're not polite, we know you're not gracious, we know you don't have good manners, because nothing about this was good. But you told him, I'm going to be your date, and you weren't really a date. You showed up, you were disappointed, although you don't care about looks, that he was a bit bigger than Slim. And that's you should have known more than you knew anyway. 4 months of talking to somebody. I'm ready to roll. Judgment for the plaintiff, and the amount of $350 represents the cost of the ticket to the gala. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $350.
This will help kind of ease the sting at least.
I think as a woman in this country, I have the right after a half hour of deciding that I'm not into someone to leave if I want to leave.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.